Hello everyone, and welcome back to Steins Gate. I'm G, and we just finished the Time Leap machine. We have discussed the implications, we've discussed the logistics. Suzuha got in trouble with the manager, I guess would be the best term for him. Mr. Chinoji, let's just call him that. Because we needed to turn the CRT back on, because now we know what our lifter is. But overall, lots happened last episode. Some of it was highly inappropriate, but some of it was actually really cool. But now, no one has touched the Time Leap machine since that discussion. Ridiculous as it sounds, I can't shake the feeling that it might suck my memories out and fling them into the past. Oh, the machine does have its appeal, of course. We're all tempted by the idea of becoming humanity's first time leapers. Yet the fear of what could happen won out in the end. Perhaps as a way to forget our fears and move on, we decide to hold a celebration to mark the completion of the device. Everyone feels the need to let loose after working so hard on the project. I have Daru order pizza while Kurisu and I go shopping for snacks. Akiba has always had a lack of supermarkets. That hasn't changed even when the anime store is gone. With the anime store is gone. Good God! After we finish shopping, Kurisu and I walk along the evening streets. She looks like she's got something to say. She keeps stealing glances at me. Are you upset? Upset? She frowns like she didn't expect that question. Finally, she faces this way. About our decision not to attempt a time leap experiment. No, I'm not upset. Humans are temporal beings. That's a Heidegger quote. I was actually relieved when you made the decision not to use the machine. If you hadn't been there, I might not have been able to stop myself. Thank you. What's this? Gratitude? Does she have a fever? I put my hand to her forehead to check. Kurisu twitches. What are you doing? You're talking like an assistant for a change. I thought you might have a fever. I drop my hand. I'm not grateful to you or anything, okay? Her voice is louder than it should be, and several people glance at us. Kurisu blushes and hangs her head. If Daru were here, he'd probably get all excited and say, "A real tsundere, sweet!" Anyway, Kurisu clears her throat and returns to her usual sour expression. The thank you was just a formality. Don't get me wrong, okay? Of course, I only did what I had to. I am the founder of the Future Gadget Lab, Ho-Wing Kyoma. My first priority is to protect the welfare of my lab mems. So I have no need for your thanks. And yet you always talk about plunging the world into chaos. You are my allies, and the world is my enemy. What's the good says? Part-time warrior. Don't forget what Teeter said. What did Teeter say? What? Should I be looking back through these? Oh my god, hello, Shining Finger. Where's my last... Ooh. We're watching you, yeah. Ugh. Wait. I remember I missed something with an attachment. Oh! There's, Rhinet. Something. Character from Rhinet? I don't know. What was the last thing from John Teeter? Kyoma, I want you to be the Messiah. Oh, good God. This is... No! Anyways. I'm speechless. You're too self-righteous. You say speechless, yet you're speaking? Don't argue semantics. It's quite mysterious, really. It's only been 2 weeks since Kurisu and I met. And yet it already feels natural for us to be walking together, exchanging banter like this. Perhaps pooling our efforts to create something new, dangerous though it might be, has brought us closer together. I admit that her knowledge and skills are impressive. I'd like her to remain at the lab if at all possible, but she says she's going back to America this month. It's already the 13th, so I wonder when she plans to return. I decide to ask her. Oh yeah, I forgot to get a plane ticket. I got too caught up in improving the phone wave. Going public with the Time Leap machine will send the world into an uproar. We also plan to expose CERN, remember? You may not be able to go back to America for some time. I guess you're right. I should call Mama and let her know. Looks like things are going to get busy. Naturally, I want Kurisu to stay with us to the end. A little bit after we return to the lab, Mayuri gets back. I'm back! Seems Mayuri went to Rukako's. Suzuha shows up a few minutes later, and our development council comes to order. Daru ordered 3 pizzas. We also line up all the snacks we bought on the table. It's just like the party we had a few days ago to cheer up Suzuha. Mayuri wanted to decorate the room, but since everyone's tired, I dismissed it as unnecessary. Looks like Suzuha managed to retrieve her jacket from Mr. Brown. Man, that was terrible. I was stuck looking like an exhibitionist all day. The Brown Tube workshop's closed. Suzuha made sure the 42-inch CRT was turned off, so there's no need to fear any malfunction from the time leap machine. A heavy sigh escapes my throat. I realize that I've been tense and nervous since the time leap machine was completed. Now, I can finally relax. The topic of the time leap machine has become taboo. Even Kurisu doesn't bring it up during the meeting. Daru, why did you order the exact same pizza as before? I opened the pizza boxes to find the exact same ones he got for Suzuha's party. Because I like it. Naturally, I'm not amused. Okanin! I called Fairies-chan and Luka-chan, but they said they couldn't come. Oh, do they have plans? Fairies-chan has Rhinet tournament. Crap, I should have gone to cheer. How careless of me. And Luka-chan seemed embarrassed for some reason. Maybe she thinks he'll make her wear a costume again. You still haven't convinced her to cosplay? Then what was the point of completing the costume? She said it was embarrassing. I keep telling her cuteness is justice, but she never listens. Cuteness is justice. Is that what they say? You're cute too, Chris-chan. Kurisu doesn't know how to react. She blushes, and Mayuri starts teasing her like a drunk old man. There's no alcohol at this party, of course. Hey, Komi-mon's coming up. Wanna go? I can't make something new, but I have a costume of post-awakening Sayora from Blood Tune I made last year. I think the size is just right for Chris-chan too. Me? Cosplay? Kurisu looks conflicted. Then she murmurs, I'm sorta interested. She sure could have fooled us before, pretending to have no interest in otaku culture. I refuse to do it in public, though. You don't have to show anyone, but eventually you'll want them to see. The cosplay demon compels you. The cosplay demon? That reminds me, Chris-chan, you're always wearing that cute uniform. What school is it from? Oh, this? Kurisu lifts up her necktie. I attended Avamain. Avamain? Ayamain. Yes, that's a Y, never mind. Ayamain. I attended Ayamain for about 2 weeks. I modeled the outfit after their uniform. Oh, their uniform is really cute, but you made it even cuter. You might have really good design sense. I'll bring the costume tomorrow, okay? Will you try it on then? Sure. Looks like Kurisu approves of the cuteness is justice philosophy. When's the photo shoot? Good to know you're still a pervert, Hashida. Come on, it's Bloodtoon Sarah. She's got Penmoro going on. Penmoro? It means her panties are completely exposed. No way. It's okay. You might not know this, but last year there was a really popular saying. They're not panties, so it's not embarrassing. It's plenty embarrassing, trust me. Wear it, okay? It's a promise. Maybe you shouldn't bother. Suzuha speaks, her tone sharp. She's scowling at Kurisu again. Suddenly the atmosphere in the room changes. You're asking for trouble by trusting Makise Kurisu. What's that supposed to mean? Naturally, my strong-willed assistant isn't one to back down from a fight. Sparks fly between the two girls. I've been meaning to ask, did I do something to you? Not to me, but I know everything you have done. What do you mean? I've got nothing to be guilty of. Perhaps, but I know your true nature. Wow, you can see into my heart? That's groundbreaking technology. I'd love to hear how it works. It's not science, it's a prediction. So you're just making it up? I know. Uh-oh, we've got a situation here. Okay. Mayuri clings to me with teary eyes. Stop them from fighting. This looks like a job for the one and only Hoin Kyoma. I insert myself between the two girls. Break it up, you two. I, Hoin Kyoma, shall decide this dispute. They both glare at me. Although I'm afraid for my life, I harden my resolve. The mission must succeed. First, I focus on Kurisu. Assistant, I didn't raise you this way. You didn't raise me at all. If you want to become a true mad scientist, you must learn to keep your emotions in check, even as you cackle your way to victory. Nobody asked you, and I'm already a scientist. Next, I switch focus to Suzuha. Warrior, your enemy is CERN, remember? You must conserve your strength for Ragnarok. I warned you before, Okabe Rintaro. Makise Kurisu is a threat. What? You're going to mention that here? Now? Oh, what's this about, Okabe? Their eyes are like laser beams boring into my skull. I want nothing more than to flee for my life. But Mayuri's watching me anxiously. I need to defuse the situation. Mwahaha! Looks like neither of you is willing to back down. So be it. Fight to your heart's content. Fight until there is no more fight to be had. Then share a manly handshake by the river and let friendship blossom. But in the future, when it comes time for you to venture out into the real world, I hope you remember one thing. Nobody likes a mood killer. Shut up! Getting yelled at by both of them at the same time sends shivers down my spine. It's coming. I quickly seize my right arm. Gah! Why now, of all times? Calm down, right arm of mine! I turn around and head back to Mayuri. I'm sorry, Mayuri. At this rate, I'll end up hurting those two. I have no choice. The rest is up to you. Jeez. Mayuri puffs her cheeks out and goes over to the two girls. Guys, Mayushi doesn't like it when you fight. Let's all get along, okay? Hearing this, the two combatants reluctantly comply. I expected this would happen. Mayuri is the oil that keeps the gears of this lab churning along. The throbbing in my right arm dissipates. Daru comes over to chat with Suzuha, and gradually peace returns to the lab. Kurisu is in the development room, making a call, probably to her mother in America. I sit on the sofa and watch TV while sipping Dr. P. The TV is running a game show where contestants guess the prices of popular items at high-class restaurants. Mayuri sits down next to me. She peels a banana and begins eating it. Hey, Okarin! Mayuri slowly looks around the lab, smiling all the while. It's been really lively here these past few weeks, huh? Yeah, I guess it has. I established the Future Gadget Laboratory around the time I entered college. It was the first step in my plan to bring chaos to the world. That was around the middle of March this year, which means it's been almost 5 months. Not half a month after it was established, Mayuri showed up, I'm still not sure why, and became a lab mem. For about a month, it was just me and Mayuri. Then in early May, I finally got Daru to join. All it took was telling him that the lab is just a 3-minute walk from Meikui Nyanyan. This location on the outskirts of Akiba has always been quiet. But wait, Meikui doesn't exist in this world line. So, question mark? How did that happen? I don't know. Mayuri isn't the type to object to every little thing like Kurisu, nor the type to make dumb jokes like Daru. So the lab was very peaceful back in those days. It was not a very peaceful. Yeah, whatever. It was quite a pleasant place to be. And now the lab mem count has increased to 8. It happened in the blink of an eye, or so it seems. They didn't come today, but Ukako visits occasionally, and Ferris is a familiar face at Meikui Nyanyan, or at least she was before Meikui disappeared. I remember feeling out of place the first time I came to Akiba, But now it's like a second home.
It's fun.
Mayuri too seems pleased by the increase in lab mems.
Now that there are 8 lab mems, Mayushi thinks it's getting a little cramped in here. First, we don't have enough chairs.
The sofa only has room for 2. Then there's Daru's personal desk chair. Those are the only chairs in the lounge. There are some pipe chairs in the development room, but they need to stay there.
We should buy more. Do you have money, Okarine?
New chairs will take all my savings. Then I need to get a part-time job again.
I guess you can use some of my salary. We need a new microwave too. Otherwise I can't warm up my juicy chicken number 1.
Yeah, sorry about that. Cutting off Mayuri's chicken supply might actually kill her. But Mayuri, when we turn over the time leap machine, the reward money will solve all of our problems.
Will it be enough to pay for chairs and a microwave on top of the higher rent?
It'll be enough. More than enough.
Wow, that's great, Okarine.
Why are you so happy?
Just look, we've made so many friends. There's Daru-kun, Chris-chan, Rika-chan, Suzu-san, Monika-san, Ferris-chan, Brown-san, Nai-chan, and more.
She gazes wistfully into the distance.
In the spring when you started this lab, you seemed so lonely. But now you're fine. You don't need me to be your hostage anymore.
What do you mean? I try to ask, but before I can finish. An urgent news bulletin appears on the TV. Terrorist bomb threat suspends Yamanote Sobu Keihin Tohoku lines. Oh, I should have just read the thing because it says the same thing down there. Cool. A bomb threat? Hang on, those lines all pass through Akiba. How is Mayushi gonna get home?
Oh yeah, I should call home.
A bomb threat? I don't know why, but I've got a bad feeling about this. Only the lines passing through Akihabara are suspended, as if that were the target. Wait, could that be it? Could the bomb be at Akihabara Station? I got a cold feeling in my stomach. Goodbye, Rintaro. I need to know. You completed the time leap machine, right? Huh? Well, yeah. Okay. I just remembered I've got something to do. I'm going out. Suzuha leaves the lab without another word. What's wrong with her? Suzuha's acting strange. Is it related to the bomb threat? Why did she just ask about the time leap machine? Something occurs to me. The 2 threatening emails I received. We're watching you. You know too much. Who sent them? And there's more. Words and images flash through my head. CERN. The LHC. Jellymen. The Z program. Government secrets. The organization. Men in Black. The Committee of 300. The Time Leap Machine. What did Kurisu say? We may have created a monster here. Taken separately, each of these elements was insignificant. But if I consider them part of a single line, they all point to one inescapable truth. We've come too far. Fear seizes my heart in an icy grip. I can feel anxiety eating at my brain. I can't breathe. Even though it's hot and humid, my body shivers. Should we run? Get out while we still can? We can't use the trains. What about the subway? Or would a taxi be better? Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's doing anything. What should we do? Suddenly, there's a softness against my hand. I look down to see Mayuri's hand holding mine. When I look up, I see worry written on her face. It's okay. I'm just being paranoid. It's all a coincidence. Tomorrow we'll get rid of the time leap machine. Then we can forget that all of this happened. Pretend it was just a dream. We never invented a time machine. I don't need money. As long as we can forget about today and welcome tomorrow, we'll be okay, won't we? But my anxiety doesn't go away. I look over Mayuri's head at the entrance to the lab. The door is unlocked. Anyone could just waltz right in. I hear sirens wailing a few streets away. The bomb threat has Akiba in an uproar. Yet here in our corner of Akiba, it's so quiet. Mayuri squeezes my hand with her warm, slender fingers. I squeeze back. The next thing I know, the door slams open. 5 men burst into the lab. Their movements are swift and sure, professional, and each of them is carrying a gun. They spread out just inside the door and aim their weapons at us. It all happens so fast, no one has time to scream. The men are foreigners, a mix of races, dressed casually in colorful shirts and shorts or jeans. But their arms are thick with muscle, and their eyes are hard and cold as ice. 2 of them are holding pistols, the other 3 have assault rifles. AK-47s in Akiba? Is this some kind of joke? One thing is certain, these guys aren't tourists. Hands in the air, nobody move! The dark-skinned crew-cut man barks an order. It feels like I'm dreaming. Did I fall asleep watching an action movie? This is the first time so many people have gathered in this room. Suddenly the lab feels small. What an odd thing to be thinking at a time like this. The first to obey is Daru. Then Kurisu raises her hands. Then me. Last is Mayuri. Silence. Time seems to grind to a halt. The men say nothing, but their guns remain steady, muzzles pointed at us. On the TV, a comedian laughs. What is this? Are we on candid camera? Then I hear a new sound coming from outside. The sound of high heels. A woman is coming up the stairs. Are these men waiting for her? Is she their leader? A squad of battle-hardened commandos led by a beautiful woman. It's like something out of a manga. Nothing seems real. Before long, the woman appears. Kiryu. Moeka. The part-time editor. The male demon, Shining Finger, who is never seen without her phone. Lab Mem 005. Moeka? She's their leader? The least imposing woman I've ever met? Even now, she doesn't meet my stare. Her eyes are aimed down at the floor. What's going on here?
Moeka-san? We're taking the time machine.
As always, her words are barely audible. It's ridiculous. Laughable. And yet I can't laugh. My heart is a jackhammer in my chest. The inside of my mouth is drier than a desert. I stay still, with my hands in the air.
Makise Kurisu, Okabe Rintaro, Hashida Itaru. The 3 of you will come with us.
I don't understand. Why is Moeka here? I don't know, but I have to ask. What's going on here?
I can't answer that.
This is a joke, right? Moeka shakes her head.
You don't need to know. You can't resist. Come with us.
Where? No reply. She doesn't intend to answer that either. Dangerous. These guys are dangerous. Look at their guns. Nothing good can happen if we go with them. I try to refuse, but my voice catches in my throat. I can't stop staring at their guns. Are they real? They're not going to start shooting, are they? I'm not going anywhere until you answer.
You can't refuse. You have nowhere to run. We have men stationed throughout Akihabara.
Wait. Something clicks in my head. It was them. They sent the bomb threat. They stopped the trains. Why? To keep us here? Just for that?
I don't want to hurt anyone. The 3 of you come with us.
Why? Kurisu, who has kept silent until now, finally opens her mouth.
Why just the 3 of us?
That's when I realized that Mayuri wasn't included in Moeka's demand. She only wants Kurisu, Daru, and me.
I'm not answering your questions. Come with us. It's your only choice.
We're not getting anywhere. Ocarine. Daru's voice is shaking. I turn my voice to look at him. He's deathly pale. Don't you think we should do what she says? But unless she tells me the reason... Honestly, I have no idea what to do. My heart is still fluttering in my chest. This seems more like a dream than a reality. I'm not a military otaku. I've never seen a real gun. The black shine of their weapons looks somehow tacky. They lack the imposing feel you expect. I'd believe her if she told me they were fake. Mayuri suddenly speaks up.
Moeka-san, you're a lab mem too, aren't you?
It's as if Mayuri asked my question for me. Moeka was a strange woman, but I welcomed her as a lab mem all the same. What is she thinking right now? In answer, Moeka pulls a gun from her belt and points it at us. I realize that Moeka isn't holding her phone. This is the first time I've seen her without it. Not like that matters now. Moeka's gun hand is trembling. Is the situation affecting her too? It must be. She's terrified of talking to people.
Our mission is to silence you.
Silence us?
Your refusal to come will change nothing.
Does that mean she plans to kill us? Why? What did we do? Who sent you? Who are you people? Moeka suddenly lifts her head. For perhaps the third time since I've known her, she looks straight at me. Her eyes are dark and empty.
Are from CERN.
CERN? M4! The dark-skinned man speaks up. Is he addressing Moeka? Watch your tongue! Moeka hangs her head again. In my head, I replay the words she just spoke. CERN. They're from CERN? Why CERN? Of course, who else could it be?
Come with us, now.
Moeka raises her voice in frustration.
If you continue to resist, I'll have to resort to extreme measures.
Moeka slowly raises her gun. She points the muzzle at Mayuri. My whole body instantly goes cold.
Shina Mayuri is not needed.
Stop! I lunge at Moeka, but the dark-skinned man is faster. Ah! Something strikes my chin with crushing force. The shock numbs my entire body. Stars explode behind my eyes. I fall to my knees, powerless to stand. Everything goes dark. What happened? Did he hit me with the butt of his rifle?
Ocarine!
I look up. Mayuri, face streaked with tears, is reaching out to me as if begging for help. Over her shoulder, I see Moeka ready her gun. Mayuri, no! I try to yell stop, but my voice catches in my throat. Nothing comes out but a pitiful wheeze. Someone. Anyone. Please. Stop her. Stop Moeka. Moeka's lips move. She's mumbling something.
For CERN. For FB. For CERN. For FB.
Her mouth opens and closes robotically. My blood curdles. No! A sharp, dry crack splits the air. Time slows to a crawl. Moeka pulled the trigger. Blood spurts from Mayuri's forehead. It splashes across my face, wet and warm. Her delicate, frail body falls towards me. I catch her. Her body is limp, like a puppet with no strings. Her head and arms dangle lifelessly. The smell of gunpowder fills my nose. And then the smell of blood. Ah! Daru clutches his head and falls to his knees, screaming at the top of his lungs. The sound jerks me back to my senses. In my arms, Mayuri takes one short, shallow breath. And then...
Oh, Kari.
Mayuri? No. No! She's dead. Mayuri's dead. Her face is covered in blood. Her blood stains my hands. It's warm. You three, come with us. Now. No more warnings. Resist, and we'll kill you too. I hear a voice, but I can't comprehend what it's saying. What is this? What's going on here? Is this a joke? We may have created a monster here. This is a dream, right? Right? I feel nothing. My mind is blank. I shake Mayuri's shoulder. Mayuri? Wake up, Mayuri. You'll catch a cold if you sleep here. If you're tired, you can stay overnight. Or I can take you home if you'd prefer. We'll ride the train back to Ikebukuro together, like we used to before Daru joined, when it was just the two of us. Memories of her smile swirl through my head, 1,000 different smiles from 1,000 different occasions. If I look away, she'll disappear. She always disappears.
But now you're fine. You don't need me to be your hostage anymore.
No, Mayuri, I still need you. Laugh for me. Like you always do. Greet me with your silly "Tuturu." Tell me it's a lie. Tell me you're alright. Mayuri? Ah! Ah! Red flames consume my mind, an inferno of rage and hate and rage and hate and the burning desire to kill everything I see. I gently lay the motionless Mayuri on the floor. I stand up, and then I fling myself at Moeka. Okabe! But before I can take a step, someone grabs my hand from behind. You can't! Let me go! Let me go! You can't! They'll kill you! Mocha's gun is aimed at my head. Her finger is already on the trigger. You gonna kill me too? If you resist. Please, Okabe, just do what she says, okay? Otherwise they'll kill you too. I tear my hand from Kursu's grip. My vision is a tunnel with Mocha on the other side. She won't get away with this. She killed Mayuri in cold blood. I'll do the same to her. No! Mocha pulls the trigger. The sound of the shot smites upon my eardrums. I feel a sharp pain on the side of my head. I nearly lose my balance again. But I'm still alive. What happened? I realize that Mocha's gun is lying at her feet. Beside it is a small stone. Someone must have thrown it and knocked her gun aside. Get down! Ugh! Suddenly, Suzuha is there in the doorway, knocking one man down in the blink of an eye. Before anyone can react, she darts into another man's range and delivers a piercing elbow strike to his solar plexus. The man drops to his knees, gasping for air. The remaining men turn their guns on her, but she throws the incapacitated man towards them to block their aim. She then slides into the feet of the man at the rear, tripping him forward, and in a single smooth, flowing motion, drives her knee into the man's face as he falls. Who the hell? The dark-skinned man aims his rifle, but before he can fire, Suzuha snatches a stunned attacker's gun and shoots him. Ugh! Blood spurts from the man's hand. Without pausing, Suzuha leaps into the air and delivers a soaring roundhouse kick to his jaw. Enough! The next thing I know, the 5 men are down, and Mocha's gun is aimed at Suzuha's face. But Suzuha doesn't back down. Her gun is trained on Mocha's neck. It's a standoff. Neither moves. Silence returns to the room. Who are you? 42. Suzuha's reply makes no sense. She glances at me. TV. What is she saying? Turned on. What? Suddenly, Kurisu springs up and makes a break for the development room. Don't move! That's my line! I suddenly realized the meaning of Suzuha's words. The 42-inch CRT downstairs. It's on. She wants me to use the time leap machine? I look at Mayuri's body. She's lying there quietly. Her eyes are closed. They'll never open again. One of the men Suzuha knocked out starts to moan. If they wake up, it's all over. Suzuha looks at me again. Her eyes implore me to make my move. If I use the machine, I can avert Mayuri's death. But at the same time, it could fry my brain. Fry my brain? So what? What is there to fear? Mayuri is dead, shot in cold blood. This isn't right. I won't accept it. Then change it. Change the past. You have the power. Use it. I stagger into the development room. Kurisu is about to put on the headgear. I pull it away from her.
Okabe!
I'm going back!
No, I should be the one to...
I grab Kurisu's wrist as she tries to take it back. I stare into her eyes wet with tears. I will save Mayuri!
But what if it fails?
I ignore her and put on the headgear. Moka's last shot grazed the side of my head. My ears are still ringing and there's blood on my neck. It doesn't matter. I might fail. I might even die. But I have to try. It's my only chance to save Mayuri. Kurisu bites her lip and activates the X68000.
Okabe Rintaro! One of them's moving! Get in there! Kill them!
Damn! Kids! The crew cut man staggers into the development room. Acting purely on instinct, I grab Future Gadget number 4, Mode Snake from the shelf, and flick the switch. White smoke instantly fills the room, rendering it impossible to see.
Kill them! Ah!
Kurisu?
Okabe! Are you sure? Are you sure about this? Really?
Do it, Kurisu. Activate the machine. Ah! Pain flares in my right arm. Was I shot? It doesn't matter. I see blue-white lightning shining through the smoke. The discharge is starting. The light rapidly grows brighter. The floor begins to shake. The singularity is open. I crouch down, holding the headset steady with one hand. Wait for me, Mayuri. I won't die here. I'll cross through time to save you. Leap, my memories. Leap to the past. Leap! The world explodes into light. Metaphysics Necrosis. Mayuri? Mayuri? No matter how many times I call her name, Mayuri doesn't answer. Mayuri is standing in front of a grave, gazing at the sky. The grave belongs to her grandmother, who died when Mayuri was 11 years old. Her parents were always busy with work, so her grandmother was her only companion. I was close to Mayuri's family, so her death was sad for me too. At the wake, I expected Mayuri to break down and cry. She didn't. Instead, she spent the whole time gazing vacantly at her grandmother's memorial portrait. 6 months went by. I had advanced to middle school, so Mayuri and I no longer commuted together. But whenever I passed the cemetery on the way home, Mayuri would always be standing there. Every day, rain or shine, she would stand for hours before the grave, staring wordlessly at the sky, as if she could see her grandmother in heaven. In her hands, an old pocket watch. The watch had belonged to her grandmother. Mayuri always held it when visiting the grave. Mayuri? No matter how many times I called her name, Mayuri did not answer. Back then, Mayuri wouldn't talk to anyone. Not to me, not even to her parents. Whenever I saw her standing there, staring at the sky, I felt unease grip my heart. Her gaze was so earnest, her intentions so pure, that I feared some power might grant her wish and carry her off to heaven to join her beloved grandmother. And so, to ensure that nothing like that happened, I made sure to stop by the cemetery every day. I would stand next to the sky-gazing Mayuri and call her name. Mayuri? But no matter how many times I'd call her, Mayuri wouldn't reply. The only sound in the lonely cemetery was the echo of my voice, calling her name. It was raining that day too. Mayuri had a light blue umbrella. In contrast to the umbrella's color, the sky was glazed gray, covered in clouds. After a while, the rain stopped. Rays of light shone through gaps in the clouds, a stunningly beautiful sight. Rembrandt's rays, they are called, or sometimes the angel's ladder. Suddenly, a strong wind swept through the cemetery. It caught Mayuri's umbrella and carried it into the sky. Mayuri seemed not to notice. She kept staring at the sky. And then, slowly, so very slowly, she stretched her hand out to the sky, as if to grasp the rays of light, as if her grandmother were reaching down to pull her up. And then she lifted herself on her toes. To me, it looked as if she were floating up towards heaven. Impulsively, I grabbed Mayuri's outstretched hand and pulled her into my embrace. In retrospect, my fears were just a childish fantasy, but at the time, I truly believed that Mayuri might vanish. I won't let you go. I won't let anyone take you away. I realized how embarrassing the words coming from my own mouth were. You're my hostage now, my guinea pig. It was the first excuse that came to mind. Before her grandmother died, Mayuri and I were fans of a popular TV series about costumed heroes battling evil. I particularly admired the villain, a mad scientist. I even got pretty good at mimicking his lines. Now I was doing it to hide my embarrassment. I could feel my face growing red, but I kept up the mad scientist act all the same. If nothing else, it was better than admitting my insecurities. There's no escaping me! Mwahaha! Mwahaha! As I said this, I realized that Mayuri was shaking.
Oh.
She whispered. It was the first time in 6 months that I had heard her speak. Her voice was choked with tears.
She's your hostage. I guess I'm stuck here, huh?
She smiled happily. Tears fell from her eyes. And then, Mayuri buried her face in my chest. Where am I? Who am I? I can't see. I can barely think. A terrible screech fills my head, like feedback from a giant speaker. Ah! It penetrates my brain like 100 sharp needles stabbing me right behind the eyes. I thought brains weren't supposed to feel pain. B. Nope. Never mind, that's... Bay. And I think that that is a pretty good place to cut it. Things have gone entirely off the deep end, and things are getting really, really nasty. So thank you all so much for following my playthrough of Steins Gate, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.